Testing.
Okay, I'm leaving that there. Okay, the testing. We do it at the beginning of every podcast, and I delete it. But Corrie has a mouthful of drop cookie from my grandmother, and that is how she wanted to start this. So we are leaving it. Okay, Corrie, it is the season 3, episode 6 of the
Baking It Down podcast with Sugar Cookie Marketing. Welcome, everyone. We are going to get in, get down, and get dirty with this one because I got a kid to pick up. We're running out of time.
I don't think any of us are ready. Still hold on.
Welcome to Baking It Down with Sugar Cookie Marketing.
so loud
What is
today?
Sugar Cookie Marketing?
Why
It
are
is
you
a group on
Look at the
Facebook.
cat.
I'm out.
She's like, well, it's my time to leave.
He's huge. Sugar Cookie Marketing is a group on Facebook filled with 30,000 business-minded bakers who are looking to grow their business in 2022. You have made it to the Baking Down podcast, and I apologize. But
It's not like you haven't picked him up from school for 12 years.
he requested that in aftercare that I pick him up between 3 and 4. It's
Great as
3:59. He said he likes to be in aftercare a little bit to play, but he doesn't like to be there too long because the kids start thinning out.
Could you imagine if we told our parents that? Our parents are like, we'll be there when we get there. Don't ask, don't tell.
All right, what you're in for today, intro, marketing minutes.
I don't think the world is ready for your just fast track of a podcast.
I'm running off of cookies and Diet Coke. Marketing minutes. Then we head over to the business of baking. We cover the course because we got a course to cover. Head over to voicemails. Stop at group stuff. Twinterests, and I do have one this week. Sponsors and mailbag. I haven't checked it since last week, so I'll just give you the address there. So Heather's taking a picture of the cat.
He's suffering.
He's bedded back down. Okay, so with the marketing... Okay, guys. I apologize. With the marketing minutes, we wanted to... Oh, I'm doing both of these. It says Corrie. With the marketing minutes, what I wanted to touch on today is a lot of people wonder when is the best time to post to Facebook. And that's a fantastic question, especially as marketers.
So let's talk about the theory of why you'd even care.
Because we're trying to make that money.
How else are we going to tell people on our services?
You should post at the most impossible time. You should hire us.
Backtrack.
Backtrack.
If you've been in the group for any length of time, you know that we suggest having a business Facebook page. That is technically what Facebook wants. They don't want you to make a personal profile and stick Corrie's Cookies.
First name Corrie's, last name Cookies.
With a Z. And they don't want Corrie's Cookies to start sending friend requests to people around Northern Virginia because it's weird. Unless you do it that way.
The cat.
It's not necessarily weird. To save me from that one. It's not weird, but
it's just not what the platform it has any longer intended. In the beginning, back when I was on Facebook in 2007, there was no such thing as business pages. So you would create a profile for yourself and you create a profile for your business, and Facebook was fine with that. That was probably more like 8, 9, 10 years ago. When I first got on there, they used to have like you could send each other banners and it would just keep scrolling and scrolling and it would be so long. And they were like funny memes.
You could also poke people a lot. So like it was like the
international sign of, hey,
flirting.
So then as Facebook started monetizing its platform as an ads platform, they needed to take away business personal profiles because there's no way. Did you know you used to be able to run a boosted post as a personal profile?
I do remember that.
Yeah, it was back in the day.
So Facebook took the ability for they didn't take away the ability. They gave businesses the platform of having business pages.
And they've given them a lot of features that a personal profile doesn't have access to.
So like the Wawa sending a friend request in the middle of the night, not
accepted. I would love to be friends with the Wawa.
So what they did is gave business pages a lot more access to things like insights, the ability to run ads, scheduling. So things like that. And you could link to your website. You know, it made it really, really fancy to switch over to a Facebook business page.
It, which is the way to get people to switch over to a new platform.
So a lot of people have switched over. So now when you see Corrie's Cookies send you a friend request at 2 a.m, you're probably like, probably not today, Corrie's Cookies.
Have the Wawa and Corrie's Cookies come together.
So we always suggest to have a Facebook business page. So business
Here's what
pages.
I know people are going to say, but I get more reach with my personal business profile, which again, that is against terms of service. So do whatever, nobody cares, but it is not what Facebook intended. And you're using the algorithm in a way it wasn't intended. So just keep that in mind.
Just keep that in mind. If you wake up and everything's
Going.
then
Going.
they caught on.
They caught on. And now it's going.
Okay, so we're deep diving, man. We're going our track.
Not even
Okay,
ready
so
for
now, so some people are like, "Well, I have a group and a Facebook page." That's for a different podcast, and I think we've touched on it before. But when should you post to a business Facebook page? That is what is on the docket to discuss today.
So why would we want to? Let's answer that question. The reason why you'd want to post when your audience is most active is because that's the reason. They're online. So you know that when you make a post first, it's kind of floated around into news feeds, and Facebook's checking on the performance of it. So let's say I make a post and right off the bat I start getting likes. Facebook says, hey, this is keeping our users on our platform. Let's shop this around to more users. That's the algorithm, right? So high quality content posted when the most people are online gets the algorithm working for you.
It gives you the best opportunity. If you make a horrendous post and it's like, buy my stuff, and there's no picture and no call to action, they'll probably shop it around to the first part of the audience and then it will die.
I'm going to post it in the group right now. Just right by my stuff. And
Okay, but that's going to do well because people think you're weird.
We don't know. You said it was going to be
I
bad.
said on a business
This
Facebook
is a test.
page.
Buy my stuff.
Okay, so Heather is testing it in a way that I did not say it should be tested. And people
Now
will
we
shop
wait.
because she thinks she's weird. Okay, so
You're speeding down the Fairfax County
Speeding down.
Parkway, and you don't realize there's a
down.
cop on the other end, buddy.
a lot of people get into Sugar Cookie Marketing Group. Join it if you haven't.
Wow.
Actually, I haven't let anyone in a couple of days. There's a wait list. And they say, when should I post to my Facebook page? And then someone will always say 10 a.m. without skipping a beat.
You know what? That's the default time. When Facebook doesn't know your metrics, it will default to 10 a.m. in the planner app.
Oh, so people are probably just like, yeah,
They told me 10 a.m.
So here's the thing. Your audience and the people who make up your audience are going to determine
Post
the
is doing
best
amazing
time. Yeah, what are they doing? Okay.
Laughing emojis.
Don't
A comment that
link
says,
it to the cookie college.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I think they think you mistyped.
It looks like I've been hacked, really.
Yeah. Your audience is going to determine when is the best time for you to post. My audience for the Crumb Cookies, which is my business page, I'm going to change it to Corrie's Cookies now. I like it with a Z. My audience is made up of the working mother. So they're dropping their kid off at school and then they're heading straight to their cubicle at work. That is who 9 times out of 10 is ordering cookies from me. So what I have to do is get into the mind of my target audience. If I know that their whole morning is shot because they're getting kids' lunch boxes together, getting kids in the car, getting them to the drop-off line, I'm going to say that the better time for me to post is after 9 a.m. when the workday has started. They're getting into the office and they're getting ready to waste some time on TikTok, just like me.
Amen.
So it's getting into the mind of your audience versus just asking people generically when is the best time to post. Since I have a working audience, a lot of times they'll have to sit in traffic a little bit. Right here in Northern Virginia, because I can't ship out, this is where my target audience is. We're all sitting in the same amount of traffic in the afternoons. And traffic doesn't let up till 6:30 or 7. That's when people are getting home. But then I have to remember, hey, are they putting dinner on? When is that time that they can actually sit in front of their phone and endlessly scroll? And that's usually around 8 p.m. And that is my audience. That is who I cater to. That is who buys from me.
But you don't have to actually shoot in the dark. I did walk the Cookie College through it. Facebook tells you when your audience, which day and time they're most active. Now, when you have a little bit of a more petite page like us and our bakeries, you're going to get very close in numbers as far as the hours. But I usually see an average for us around 6 p.m. Pacific Standard, which 6, 7, 8, 9 p.m. Eastern.
And that's when I finally get done for the day and I have my little bowl of chicken and rice that Nate makes me, and I can finally sit and just scroll and see what's going on after the busy day has ended.
Right. So you would say, okay, if Corrie's going to be most likely to be online at 9 p.m. on a weekday, then I'm not probably going to post at 9 a.m. on a weekday. That is the opposite. Is it the end of the world? Absolutely not.
No.
But if we're going to try to give ourselves a leg up, might as well take all the legs up possible.
Yeah, because if you remember what Heather said, when you post to your Facebook page, it's not like, say if I have 1,000 Facebook page likes and follows. So 1,000 people have liked me. Facebook doesn't show 1,000 people my post as soon as I do it.
It's rumored that's around
it.
2%.
So what is that of 1,000? Give me a little
20.
20 people. That's nothing. But 20 people are deciding the fate of my post.
Right. So to explain what Corrie's saying, if the first 20 engage a lot, they're going to shop it to another 20,
Yeah.
and then another 40,
Yeah.
and then another 60.
Yeah.
Then that's when you start seeing virility, which is a viral post, is when it does really
Virality or virility?
well. Okay.
Is it
Let's take
virality?
a quick moment for Corrie to find her place. Back over at that computer.
Don't
And get off my back.
Virility. I'm going to use it today when I get home. Are you really virility doing this right now? Go to your room.
What virility did you just say to me?
Go to your room.
So that's what's happening with a viral post. It's not.
No.
There's content that should go viral that doesn't.
Absolutely. And it's because, and you see it on TikTok all the time, like this post should have done great and it failed miserably. When a post is shopped to the first 20 people and it falls flat on its face.
They're like, this is driving people from our platform, especially on negative reactions like hiding post.
Things that
unfollowing
are
the page.
maybe aren't as vocal, like not necessarily angry reactions, because that
reactions do
honestly is
great.
keeping people on the platform. It's like negative feedback is what it's specifically
Or
called on
scrolling by
Facebook.
really fast. If your image doesn't catch my eye and I scroll back, that is I think it's not called haptic feedback, but it's a feedback vertical
Yeah.
that they're reporting saying, hey, this isn't slowing people's feeds.
And Facebook is tracking literally everything that someone does with the post. They might not like our comment, but if they're expanding the copy, on Facebook, the first
That's
3
considered an
lines,
action.
it is considered an action, and that is an engagement.
Here's another $1 million word for you guys: truncation.
Heather loves the word truncated. I honestly always think of an elephant when she says that.
Truncation.
Is that what an elephant sounds like? Have you ever seen an elephant? What does an
It's a
elephant
dying
sound like?
elephant.
People are driving their cars. I would like to formally apologize to your Geico and State Farm agents for the accident.
If you have the elephant insurance, so right on brand.
There's an elephant in the room and it happens to be in your car right now. Okay, I hope Archer gets picked up. Okay. Okay, just explain truncation.
Now I can't think about it with that horrible sound, which I'm going to turn into an audio bit. Okay, what truncation is when you say, hey guys, you'll never guess what happened, ... And then you can click the see more button.
See more.
There's this funny,
Yeah.
around Christmas time, there's this
Heather does
picture.
it every year.
I found it somewhere. It's genius. It's this picture of Target cookie cutters.
like the dollar ones that they have every
Right,
year.
and it says like, "Hey, I was in this, sales group, online shopping, and they found this discount code. If you click here, you can get them for like a penny, and it's a glitch in the system. So just ... see more. But the see more button is just me typing it. It's not a link. It's not truncation.
So many people are like,
It's
what
not
is
working.
it?
It's not. Someone said I almost poked, I think, a hole through my phone trying to expand the see more button. But what it does, and that's that form of engagement baiting. That funny one.
That one's fake. But truncation in the news feed as you're scrolling, if someone clicks see more to see the rest of your copy, and copy is just a techie word for the words that are included in your
To
post.
sell something, yeah. So if somebody says, let me see more, let me read more. Facebook's like, hey, they're interested. Something about this post got them interested. Will it get the next guy interested and the next lady interested? Will it get these people interested to perform an action? If you're performing an action, you're staying on the platform longer. So that's why you got to think, that's when we talk about this algorithm, is we're just trying to get the computer to let our post reach more people. And the way we do that is by getting them to engage.
So I'm going to dive a little bit deeper here. Put on your swimsuit. Wear
Life
your
jackets will be
goggles.
handed out momentarily.
When a person likes a Facebook page, they're instantly subscribed to the page highlights. What is page highlights? It's the best performing post of the page for that day. You can actually change the subscription to the page to be standard. At any given day, no one is going to see more than 5 posts from one page in one day. But you would actually have to physically go in and change it to standard. And no one wants to do that because we're not on Facebook to be sold to. We're on Facebook to stalk our exes. So that's why you would have to kind of be in the mindset of your audience. Can you post too much to a page? The answer is yes. You can create audience fatigue where you post so much that they're just scrolling past because they're like, well, I've already liked 4 posts from them this week, you know? So that's why me and Heather, when we are working with people, we only try to aim for post 3 times a week unless, you know, it's a funny meme or if there's a weather event coming or if they're pushing a specific event, because you don't want to over inundate your audience where they're just scrolling past your content. Because we know that when you post, the first people that see it matter the most. Mm-hmm. When you post, the first people matter the most.
You can kind of see it. What happens is when I first like a page. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the Stratia skincare thing. Yeah, you know what happened? Kim Fink, she's in the Cookie Couch in the group. She said, she done said all these other great things. Not only did I buy a bottle, which is sitting next to me, I got it today.
Darn it.
I subscribed because of the discount code was, right.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Anyways. I'm going to be yellow tomorrow and have baby butt skin. But that said, what was it saying? Oh, yeah. When I first liked the Stratia page.
Yeah.
Okay, do further investigation. Yeah, weird, whatever.
You're reading stuff,
suddenly,
going through reviews.
Their last 3 posts made into my feed. When typically a lot of the pages that I like, I don't see their posts very often. Mm-hmm. So what Facebook is saying is like, hey, you showed interest into this right now. How interested are you?
Will you engage with these 3 posts? If Heather engages, guaranteed more of those posts are going to show up in her feed. If she scrolls on by, she will see less. There are pages that I like that I've never seen a post from.
But they're posting. Because you haven't engaged, because maybe you had negative feedback or kept scrolling or hide from feed. Now Facebook's like, hey, this content to this user, to Corrie, it's driving her off the platform. We're going to stop showing it to her. Mm-hmm. Which is why the algorithm is so dangerous and why people get so upset at the removal of chronological order.
Yeah, because it's not fair anymore. Now it's the best rewarded content. And does the best.
But you know, Instagram has announced it's coming up with 3 feed options. And you can switch between top post, chronological, and then like a super follower or something.
And right now on Instagram, there's a little button you can click and you can see most interacted with and least shown in feed. And I can see people that I'm like, oh man, I forgot about this person, but their stuff is falling out of my feed. So
Have they stopped posting? No.
I can go in there and I can start liking their stuff. And guess what? When I log into that next time, it's a different subset of people. So I like keep bringing them back. Come back to me.
Yeah. So now imagine that your Facebook, which is why you hear us saying constantly, if somebody comments on your photo, on your business page,
yes,
right back to them. Right. Because you've gotten them to return back to the platform yet again.
But listen, don't just say thank you.
Oh, yeah. Ask them a question. Be engaging.
Create a conversation. Because it's so hard to get engagement on Facebook that you slap someone with a thanks, a THX, like my husband likes to say.
Perhaps we've lost what the true meaning of engaging
Christmas is. What? The true meaning of Christmas.
Oh, yeah. And some rose. I went to Olive Garden today. They still had Christmas playlist.
Oh, I loved it. I'm brought my back.
Okay, so when I say, like, I had an engaging conversation with somebody, what do you picture that conversation to look like?
We're sitting, there's no phones anywhere. We're sitting in Starbucks.
We're back and forth. I'm asking you.
My latte is gone.
Right? Go on and tell me more. And then what happened after that?
I'm looking at the bathroom because I've been there so long. I got to pee.
Right. So then what happens when we say, be engaging on Facebook and you get an emoji? An emoji.
That's not engaging. And I can tell you from an end user's perspective, because I am an end user out there, that when I take the time to be like, oh my goodness, your daughter looks so cute in that outfit. I hope she had a great first birthday. And I am hit with a heart emoji. I will never comment at her again.
Right. We want to be engaging. And I know some people are like, well, nobody writes me back. Who cares?
Who cares? You're throwing that net out 10 times.
Talk to herself.
Girl, I comment on my own stuff and I comment right back.
Like, I'm running an ad for the cookie classes, and then Corey's like, can't wait. So as a class, I'm like, you better be there on time. You're teaching. I know, but I also cannot wait. And it's just engaging.
It is.
Content. So when we say be engaging, think about it. Would I come back to read this response. No, then it needs to be a more juicy response.
So going way, way back to the beginning of this
forgot.
thing. When you're asking, when should I post to my Facebook page, put yourself in the mind of your audience. Is your audience a college crowd? They're probably awake at a college crowd.
Oh.
They're probably awake in later hours. Heather, probably 1 o'clock. You're a night owl.
What?
Are you a night owl?
I've been changing my ways.
Okay. Well, Heather used to be awake at 1 and 2 in the morning. And I, a working mom, go to bed at 9. 10 is pushing it.
You were awake last night when I did my Facebook Live in the Cookie College.
I know. I said hello, but you didn't say anything back.
I did. Okay, you must have
No,
just
I just
immediately
want to
clicked out.
tell you about. I want to
dedicated the
tell
whole
you
end of it.
about your Facebook Live. Sometimes you'll be talking, and I know you're like looking for the end button, but you'll be like, "And guys," and then it will just cut you off.
That's probably good. Nobody needs to
But
hear
I
me
never
that
get the
way.
like sign off. Like, thanks so much for tuning in.
Okay, here's the weird thing about, and sorry guys, you can listen to this conversation that we should have had at lunch. When you click go live, you go live immediately. That's what nobody realizes because it looks like there's such a glitch on Facebook's end.
But when you end, it
It's
must
very
end.
different.
must
Maybe I need a little runtime. Oh, you should have told me that.
Like,
People are probably like,
yeah,
what did she say?
The past few ones that you've done.
Oh, because I'm like, and bye, because they don't want to look awkward.
I know, but it cuts you off before that. Like it almost cuts off maybe 5 seconds.
Okay, like if anybody can resonate with me, Zoom, like when you end a Zoom call, you think you're clicking the end button, but then it just brings up another pop-up that says you're sure
This
you
is
want
you like smiling,
Yeah, I'm
and
like,
your eyes
bye.
are looking down.
Panic, they can still see me.
See you later.
Yes, I'm like, hey, have a good one. Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so is your audience awake at 2 in the morning? Probably not, I would have to say. So that would not be the time to post. Is your audience probably taking a lunch break somewhere? Hey, maybe noon is the time to post. Is your audience stuck in traffic? 5 o'clock's not the time to
be on
post.
their phone.
You shouldn't be texting and driving. But think about your audience in the way those people are, because everyone's audience is different. They're made up of different people. Unless we had the same exact audience on my Facebook page and your Facebook page, it's not always
I'm
this
going to give
blanket
everyone
answer.
this one tip. This is the most generic post you can possibly make, but it does
Buy my
so
stuff.
well. No, that one's doing phenomenal. I gotta go check back on it. Say, hey, something to the effect of, hey, where is everyone here originally from? I don't know why people love those
It's because
posts.
America is made up of people who have come from different places, and that's what makes it great.
And everyone loves to tell you. So we did it on like whenever we need to like resuscitate a page with like a quick like defibrillator, I grab the paddles of where you guys from originally, and it just brings a page back to life. I think that page kind of averages around 15 to 20 comments. That one's at 140.
Yeah, it was like
And
great.
people were like, no way, you're from this
like
corner
this
of the
random
planet?
place. Yeah, I
I'm
know.
from there too.
So if you want to know how to access those insights or whatever, we can't really talk about it. It's more of a showy thing. Heather takes everyone through it in the Cookie College.
I'm going to ask where everyone in the Facebook group is from.
That post is going to explode. You just posted
Goodbye,
Find My Stuff.
I think they're going to be like, Heather, I love
Why don't you actually post it on the Sugar Cookie Marketing Facebook page and see how it does?
we don't even do good on that page.
Listen. That's the truest. What is it when you do science stuff?
test?
The truest test.
Oh, what a letdown.
Okay, Heather's
We
posting
hardly
it
even
to the
post here
Facebook
enough.
page.
Do as we say,
Dude.
not as we do.
It'll do fine. Resuscitate our own page, you
Okay.
little boob.
So, where's everyone from? And now people are going to answer this.
And then they're going to listen to the podcast, and they're going to be like, oh, I was hoodwinked.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm on a roll. If you want to know how to access those insights and to have like strategy behind the post and whatnot, we
Here
do
comes Corrie's
take
heart, so-
you step by step through the Cookie College. I'm taking the Cookie College is my baby child. We
I'm right here.
put a
I am
lot
right
of work in.
here.
All right, so we're heading over to the business of baking because the clock is ticking and my kid needs to be picked up. The
The
business of
clock is
baking.
ticking, the kid needs a picking. Guys, these jokes are solid this week.
The business of baking, we are actually going to choose the podcast giveaway winners.
There was a podcast giveaway last year that you forgot to choose. Let me read the first one.
No. I got to explain what they're winning because you asked me to do that. In photography, people. If you see my house, it's a total mess. There's no whitewashed anything. It's chaos. I just have like people and pets literally everywhere. But with a nice backer, aka backdrop, you can create this
You
facade.
can essentially remodel your kitchen in 2 tiny squares.
Absolutely. So I love buying these backers. I bought them for years and years and years, and they're my
Let me
secret
give people
to
like more of a, like a
successful-
101. If you're like, I have no idea what Corey's talking about, you're not alone. All of us are agreeing. There's not a clue what she ever says. But if
Don't
you
make me
see
be an
people
elephant again.
who post up these really pretty photos and you think to yourself, oh man, they have such a pretty kitchen. My kitchen's too dark. I'd need to remodel it. Heads up. That's not their kitchen. It's these backdrops that they buy. And you can buy tons of different textures, colors, fake tile, fake wood, but it looks realistic in their photos. And little do you know that outside of that square that you're seeing is their actual kitchen.
Yeah. So what these macros and backdrops do is they showcase product photography. They're used in jewelry. They're used in food. They're used in just about anything that is fairly small, because these backers are usually 23 inches by 23 inches, which is fairly small, but it's a big square. Great for things like cookies, bowls, cooks, bakes, anything like that. So with this podcast giveaway that we hosted at the end of last year that I'm just now getting around to this year, we are giving away 5 different backers from AECore backers. We're actually going to give the cash because I wanted everyone to be able to win, and AECore doesn't ship necessarily overseas. So if you don't have the opportunity to get an AECore backer one, which is food safe and we love them in the group, you can buy one that's local to you. Maybe
How do you want
off of
people
an
to
Etsy
redeem
shop.
these? Don't tell them to email me.
How would you think that they would have to do that?
I think they email you.
How would I give them that money?
A PayPal.
PayPal.
I don't know. Or you said AECore has gift certificates.
Yeah, but if they're overseas, they can't get
Well, okay, if the one person's out of town,
it. Okay, guys, we'll discuss.
comment on my post on the Sugar Cookie page.
Okay, but Heather can read the first one. I'll take the second.
Okay. So, Becky Bergley,
You
have won yourself an AECore backer. She writes, what haven't I learned on the podcast? Lighting and good background can make all the difference you need for a good picture. Prop fridges matter. Know your worth. The twins' birthday is 2 days before mine, so I'm pretty much the real third twin. I'm sorry, Greg. But honestly, the most important thing I've learned from the podcast and this group is that there are so many kind, generous, uplifting, empowering, supportive, motivating, loving, and real people out there that are always ready and willing to help elevate others on so many different levels. I love reading the wins, and I especially love reading the comments because we all need encouragement, and sometimes this is where I get mine. This group has restored a little bit of my faith in humanity, and I am thankful for you all. Becky. Okay, Becky, so she should email you.
Email me, Becky. Let's determine where you live.
Okay.
And then just email me, Corrie, sugarcookiemarketing.com, and I'll get to you when I get to you.
Left out the @ symbol in your little
At. Okay, next one is a Becca. So we got a Becky and a Becca. A Becca Haney?
Yeah. Okay.
An A?
Yeah.
Which one?
I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce anything. You said virility and virality or something.
If you haven't listened to the Baking Down podcast, you are missing out. I haven't even listened to half of the episodes yet. I've been working my way backward, and I have already learned the following wealth of info. Number 1, past lives means group lives that have happened already, not what Corrie and Heather were before reincarnation. Next, the twins have large feet. She ain't lying.
This one, you know who Becca is, though.
What?
I know you can't associate her name with who she is, but she's Greg Yurkel.
She's Greg's wife?
No, she's the one who came up with Greg Yurkel.
Corey's cat does not like the podcast. Amen. Heather owns multiple pair of knockoff or maybe legit Ray-Bans. Corrie loves Baked Bake meringue powder and was a little bummed she shared it with everyone because it got sold out. Heather is Heather's favorite twin.
Yeah.
Corrie never checks the mailbag.
No.
I don't. The mailbag address is really hard to understand when they say it on the podcast.
I feel like Becca knows us better than we know ourselves.
I know. It's easier to search it in the group. The twins' voices are opposite of what I would have guessed if they were trying to pick out who was whose.
Heather they
likes
think you're
to
annoying.
speed.
You have an annoying high-pitched voice.
Just wait till you hear the elephant. Corrie said she was going to give away an AECore backer to every person that entered the podcast giveaway. This may or may not be true, but she said it in the last podcast. Want to learn more for yourself? Check it out here.
And then links to the podcast, which you can find at there'sapodcast.com.
Thank you, Becca.
That was a great one. Also, Greg Yurkel. If you don't know what Greg Yurkel is, type that out, sound it out. It sounds spelled like it sounds, and then be horrified.
Prepare yourself.
Okay.
All right, you next.
Jessica Botia Rojas.
Yeah.
Okay. She said, hello, everyone. Are you listening to the Twins podcast? If you have, great. If you haven't, what are you looking for? The podcast name is Baking Down with Sugar Cookie Marketing. I've been listening to the podcast since they started it while driving my car, but now, thanks to my hubby, I can listen while I'm decorating my cookies. I have learned so much from the Twins, but the podcast goes in more detail with golden information for free. My top 2021 takeaways from the podcast are, it's totally okay if someone isn't your ideal client. This one was hard to swallow. There was always a part of me that felt scared that clients will no longer order from me if I increased my prices. Well, I've increased my prices twice in 2021. And yes, I have clients not ordering from me, but I've gained a good quantity of ideal clients that are more than willing to pay for my cookies. I recommend binge listening starting with episode 1. I've learned tons from the podcast. I seriously can't possibly tell you all everything I've learned. And then she links to the podcast and says, thanks, Corrie, but Heather is my favorite.
Last part says thanks, Corrie and Heather. Oh, thank you. Yes, I got. Then we have my man Mike. Almost didn't even let him into the group because I thought it was a fake profile.
For Mike.
Mike is a member of the Cookie College.
Mike joined the Cookie College the day he bought the year up front, and the man has never stopped.
It's not that the man dives in head first. And makes it work. It's quite insane. If you have seen Mike, you might want to turn notifications on for him.
Mike's making Max this week. It was his goal.
Good. I hope he succeeds. But Mike said, and it's Mike Skyring. I hope I say that right. And I even think that's a fake last name, and I don't know because I almost didn't let him in because of it. For those that do not know, there is in fact a podcast. If you thought about doing a giveaway on your page, tune into episode 38. Biggest takeaway? Keep the giveaway simple. Don't make a person jump through 45 hoops to win some cookies. I think the best idea that was shared was about tagging a person and then, well, just tune in to hear it. It's a great idea. Have you heard about the podcast? Yes, there's a podcast.
He left us on a hook.
I know. I didn't want to go out and we probably said it.
In your defense, Mike did change his Facebook name. This is his actual name. When he first joined, it was Mike Sky.
That's why.
Yeah.
That's why. And it was like, I think he had like big, giant snowboarding goggles on, and it was like almost all you could see. And I said, delete.
Susan Reed. Getting creative. Okay, last but not least, it is Amy Toothman. You've probably seen her name in the group. She adds a ton of value. She is everywhere, constantly learning and giving. She said, hi, I'm Amy. I have always been a baker. My story has a lot of twists and turns, as yours does as well, I'm sure. Those twists and turns have brought us here to this amazing group. This group that is more like a movement. We're here to learn. We're here to help when we can. Corrie and Heather have given us so much. This is kind of like a praise for us.
That's why I chose it.
Corrie and Heather have given so much, and the podcast is just another example of their willingness to give others the tools to succeed. I look forward to the podcast every week. Do I answer the questions like they can hear me? Yes. Do I gain insight and ideas from literally every episode? Also, yes. Do I implement all of those strategies? Well, no. I try, but it doesn't always happen. But I will share with you the following ideas I have implemented. Get yourself a Google My Business profile. Little asterisk there. It's changing names to Google Business Profile. Google.
Oh, Heather has a Google up in here.
I love you, but not right now.
That's why you get an Alexa, man.
No. Excuse me. Okay. You are selling a luxury item, not a necessity. Package and charge accordingly. You missed 100% of the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky by Michael Scott by Heather Miracle. Shoot your shot. There are literally so many gems of wisdom, but it's way more enjoyable to hear it from them. Go check it out yourself.
Thanks, Amy.
So, guys, you guys can email Corrie at sugarcookiemarketing.com with your email address. That's what you need?
Send me an email address. I have to get with the owners of AE Core Backers, but they're super, super nice and they're super easy to work with. So we'll give you the amount. Hopefully I can just send her the cashish and she can give you a gift
coupon
card.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll figure it out.
Corrie will put that one.
I got you guys. I never leave you guys less than 25 days.
Corrie doesn't leave you like she lives her kid.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Speaking of that. Okay. The course.
Okay. Can I brag on myself a bit?
Bragging.
As if the last.
Like as if Amy didn't just brag on you.
Allow me to follow up Amy's
With more brag.
I spent all yesterday. So I don't think people understand. It
don't.
takes 10 hours
Girl,
to record these classes.
They do not understand.
From building out the content that the course, this specific class needs to cover, to storyboarding it, writing it out, and then building a PowerPoint and the screen share, and then uploading that and making sure all the information is organized and accessible. It takes around 8 to 10 hours per class. So granted, it's not that long. The class is not that long. It's just the amount of prep and work that goes into it. So yesterday we did, this was requested by Cookie College members, was how to use Eventbrite to set up ticketing for in-person and virtual cookie cupcake cake classes. Corey and I have been using Eventbrite for the better part. Well, I've been actually using it for over a decade. For any company I've worked with, it's that easy. It's that useful. But I break down pricing because it has
Right.
the actually.
It's not the only option to
I
get
give you
tickets.
options.
Yeah, so Heather tells you the options. Then she tells you why we choose Eventbrite, what's the fees behind it, plus and minuses, how to navigate it.
And then we set up an account. We set up an organizer profile. We optimize both. We create everything. At the end of that class, you have a functioning class that is connected to a Facebook that people can purchase a ticket from and buy an additional class kit to take home.
All right, so what is the Cookie College? Great question. Should have loaded in with that one. It's actually, we're at 49 courses, if I read that correctly. 49 courses that will grow your business if you sign up and take the courses. We also have a private group. Those two powers combined will grow your business, even if you only apply one and you leave the other sitting, but you paid for both. The group is more marketing related. And you're like, isn't that what Sugar Cookie marketing is? Yeah, but it's super deep dive into marketing. So we're talking about domain forwarding. We're talking about those, how to clean up your inbox. It is 500 business owners that are literally driven by
I was
business.
going to say, when was the last time, I'm asking this theoretically to you all, when was the last time your inbox had 0 emails in it? Because I can tell you a bunch of people in the Cookie College are at inbox 0 now, and I am loud and proud. They are like, oh my goodness, my
like,
second life has started.
What they're like, well, how does that help your business? It helps because it's streamlining everything. They're not searching for things from clients that booked 6 months ago, and they're like, oh my goodness, where's that email? What was their name? I cannot remember. It's streamlining your life and your business so that you're more efficient and more effective. And that's what the goal of the Cookie College is. Is it for everybody? No. Is it for you? Yes.
It is for everyone. They're all buying my stuff. I wrote it in the group. No, they have to. Okay, so instead of just hard selling you like Corrie nuns, I have a Facebook Live this Thursday. I'm going to walk you through using Facebook's free planner app. It's kind of new. Really like it. You can use it to schedule stories. You can use it to schedule posts and I think ads, which we're not going to cover the ads, but the Cookie College has an ads course. I finished that one last week.
Yes, you did.
That said, I'm going to teach it in a way that I teach the classes in the Cookie College. However, I am doing this one live. So for the first 30 minutes, we'll go through Facebook's planner app. I'll show you how to schedule stories. I'll show you some cool features about it. And then after that, I'm going to walk you through a little bit more of a Q&A about the Cookie College if it's something you were thinking about. So that'll be on Thursday, January 27th at 6 p.m. Eastern. There is a Facebook event in the group because I just threw it up 2 seconds ago.
I saw that.
Bless.
All right, so that takes us over to the voicemails.
Okay, the first voicemail is actually an email from Jasmine, and she sent it this morning. Amy Russell, I know you're very worried about your email. It is next.
Okay, so Jasmine, you want me to read this?
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
feel like you're looking at me. My name is Jasmine. I run a home bakery called Blackfi Bakery in Nova Scotia. I've always wanted to go there. I'm still catching up on the podcast, so please disregard my question if it's already been answered and addressed. A bit of my background, I've been decorating cookies for 3 years now, and I live in a very rural area. I'm not looking to make cookies my full-time job. It's more of a side hustle for me, so I can have a bit of fun money. I started getting bigger following and more custom orders in the last year. I was taking on a lot of orders because I was on maternity leave. We get 12 months here in Canada and had a bit of extra time to do them. Now that I'm back to work full-time and looking for 3 small kids on my days off, I've scaled back my custom order capacity quite a bit. I have told my customers this, and I am still getting a ton of requests for custom orders. A lot of my clients are repeat customers who just give me their event date to book me, and we iron out the details closer to the day, which works for me and for them. Currently, I'm fully booked until June, and I'm not sure if that's a bad thing or a good thing. In the past, I have still gotten requests for cookies even though I've posted that I'm booked. I just raised my prices a couple months ago, and I feel like my price is fair. My question is, how far in advance should I be booking custom orders? Is it a good thing to be booked so far ahead, or does it put people off when they message me for an event a month in advance and I'm already booked? My favorite twins are my own twins. Crap. My favorite twins are my own twin girls who just turned 1. We call them our miracle twins because they are born extremely premature and survived before I even stumbled upon the Facebook group. Sorry, Corrie and Heather. They get to take that one.
We have extra miracle twins out there.
That's a fantastic question. And
It is relative.
It is relative. Is it a little bit of a turnoff if you say if I try to schedule like a custom order and you're booked out 4 months?
But here's the thing, you can't take the order anyways.
You couldn't take the order.
So you'll have a give and take. You'll have people getting frustrated and finding another baker because they have to.
But
right?
That's fine. That's fine because
if you don't want to. So what happens typically if you, at this point in most businesses, somebody would have to say, well, I've got to expand. I've got to hire help. I've got to open brick and mortar, but she doesn't want to.
Yeah. So
I think you're in an absolutely fine place. If you're charging appropriately, you're happy with your prices, you think it's fair to you and the consumer, and you're booked out, then just keep the hype going and allow people to book out in advance.
Yeah. So when people are commenting or you're making posts, say, hey, been a super successful year. I can only take limited orders as I work full time. So if you have an event that that's coming up in the next 4 to 6 months, let's talk about it now and try to get that longevity of the sale in. Unfortunately, a lot of people are last minute, especially if, they're having a wedding or an engagement set, because you can't plan sometimes that far ahead. But that's okay because you're working around your schedule. You're busy. You got to take care of the 3 little ones. So it's okay to be able to turn those things away because that's where your business is. But that's where you want your business to be. People will still come back to you, even if they have to find another baker for the interim. Will you lose a few? Absolutely. But you can only take on so much work that you can take on. You physically have 24 hours in the day that you have to make work. So
what I think I'm proud of Jasmine for is saying my goal is to not do this full time. She knows exactly what she wants.
Yeah.
And when you can make that decision, this will not be full time. Then you can create a strategy behind not full time work.
Yeah.
For those of us who maybe have really soft goals or we just don't really know where we're headed and we're going to let it swoop us, then you feel, I'm not sure. What do
I'm turning people away. Those opportunities.
Should I raise my prices? Should I lower my prices? Jasmine's like, hey, I'm happy with my prices. I don't want to do this full time. Is it okay? Hey, and it is okay.
It's okay.
It's your guys' businesses. Everything is okay. But if you're asking for my perspective, I like it. I would keep that hype going. I would say, you guys, you'll never guess. I have an opening this weekend. If you want to squeeze in, please do.
Yeah, like I had a cancellation. So if you were trying to get on the books, right now is the time to get on the books.
Okay, Amy Russell. She says, on episode 42, season 2 of the podcast, you briefly mentioned reaching out to customers who bought from you in your Christmas pre-sale from the prior year. Can you elaborate more on how you do that? What does the email look like? Whoever reads this is my favorite one.
Whoever reads this is my favorite one.
So we take payment online. Or, we have a order form online. So we have a list of first name, last name, and email, and phone number, because I like text message campaigns to remind people about pickups and stuff. You can create these lists and you can store them in Google Drive so that they're there when you want to create ads or when you want to swing back around to people. Hey, I know you ordered from me last year. Mm-hmm. Are you interested in ordering from me this year? So what would that email look like to you, Corrie? If you wanted to reach out to somebody a year later, ideally you wouldn't be waiting for an entire year. Which is why we say kind of start these email lists and maybe once a month. Hey guys, here's what to expect. Here's something
new.
But not all of us are that organized, myself included. So you might reach back around in a holiday when somebody was interested in it last year. We have a lot of people, when we don't offer the DIY kits the following year, people are like, where are those?
Yeah.
I would like to buy them from you.
I gotta tell my husband to pick apart.
This poor kid. So, Amy, what I would recommend is I was talking to Amy yesterday in the group about merge tags. It's the way that I can put somebody's first name into it's called mail merge. Outlook used to do them. I used to do them in Microsoft Word when I was in high school. But I can say, hey, merge tag first name. Hey, Amy, are you interested in DIY kits this year? ? And then it would say a little bit more personal message. Hey, Amy, I know you reached out to me last year about a Christmas DIY kit. I'm shopping around the idea of offering them again this year. If you're interested, I can put your name down. If I get enough people interested, I'll definitely make them. Can I put you down for how many?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I'd do it.
I mean, Santa's here with your DIY kit. Something funny that's going to catch their eye, especially if you haven't been in their email for a while.
Here's what I would do. 1, be careful. There's a Cookie College class on email marketing. You can't just go willy-nilly sending a bunch of emails to your...
and don't be nilly.
You cannot willy and you cannot nilly. But if you had maybe let's say 20 DIY kit orders last Christmas, I'd probably send that as a personal email directly to the person rather than using a newsletter.
Smart, so it doesn't end up in there.
But it also looks like, hey, Corrie, you you. I know you bought from me last year. Are you interested in it this year? And now it's a more personal question versus a newsletter, which are pretty easy to
So you're
overlook.
saying do a specific, like, handwritten email?
Well, I can cut corners and use merge tags as well.
But I am saying, but then you could be like, how's the kids?
That would be amazing.
Yes.
If you could keep that like more customized.
Man, and you'd have to just be like,
you'd have to have what?
If you
a
put
CRM program.
CRM pro. Do we have that in the college?
We use one on the college people.
No. Should we do a course on it in the college?
Yeah. There's a
okay.
couple free
CRM,
options.
which is customer relationship management, is software that keeps track of your customers. You know, Heather is just a random person to me, but if I'm Heather, how is Felicia doing? That's her snake's name. Heather's going to be more apt to read an email that's specific to her. But how am I going to remember everyone's snake's name, you know, when there's so many people with all these snakes around? So if I had this customer relationship software, I can put in Heather, I can put in Heather's birthday. Guess what? If Heather got an email from me around her birthday month, I'm going to stand out to Heather in a more positive way. If I put the name of her cats, if I put the name of her snakes in there, things that are interesting to her, things that she's bought into the past. So if Heather had a kid and the kid turned 1, guess what? Next year, I know they bought cookies for the kid's first birthday. Odds are they might want to buy cookies for the kid's second birthday. So I can stay and keep those tabs on Heather without taking up a lot of brain space because it's all in this software. It's organized and I can just reference it when I want to make sense.
My best and worst feature is my lack of good memory.
Heather has a horrendous memory.
Yeah. Who are you? That one's free. Then I'm gonna ask it. So because I understand that I won't be able to remember anything, I don't try to. I let software and digital reminders and tasks and CRM programs do a lot of the remembering for me, which makes me sound lazy. That's because I am. But second, I don't have to keep up with it. It's always there. One, I can access it from the cloud. So you see somebody in that PTA line. What do you call it when you pick up your kid? We don't know because you haven't picked up yours. That line Corrie is not in. You can say, let me pull up my CRM. Oh, yeah, she has 3 kids. One just went off to school. I remember because she posted it on Facebook. Hey, how's Steven? How's he doing in his first year?
Yeah, and those graduation cookies, you know, that's big. Okay, voicemail number 3, because I do have to go get my child. Hey, twins. Thank you so much for doing this podcast.
It's abridged. This was a lot longer, so I did shorten it.
Do you want to take it over?
Yeah, sure. It says, this is a brief synopsis. She has 2 businesses, but she says, I'm getting burnt out with ideas on photos of the same things week after week. What can I do to keep people excited? I don't have a favorite twin because, and then I got cut it off. It's probably because Heather is, and I didn't want to offend Corrie.
That's a fantastic question. And this goes back to content buckets. It's a lot hard. It's a lot hard. It's very hard to keep. It's a lot
hard out there.
I am trying to check I have cameras and I can see when my husband is.
Oh my goodness.
No, keep talking. I'm just going to see where the man is.
Okay. So I'm going to say that what Corrie's saying is these content buckets, it helps so you're not constantly saying, buy for me, buy for me. Okay, if anybody wants to see, and I know people are going to feel hoodwinked, but I also was curious where you're all from, but that post is doing oddly well.
Which one?
Where are you from?
On the page.
Yeah. So look, instead of saying, hey, buy my stuff like I did in the group, which is also doing oddly well, on the page, I'm no longer talking about what we're offering, but rather I'm talking about the people there. So what if your content was about your area? So if you're selling, let's say she has a brick and mortar bakery, tell me a great steak restaurant, go to it, take a picture of it and tell me I loved this meal. Here's the owner. Here's their backstory.
And you're showcasing your community, which is awesome. You might not be able to ask, where's everyone from every single week, but like I made a post today.
Where are you from?
I made a post today like, hey, Girl Scout are selling cookies soon. Tag your favorite Girl Scout page and parent. And let's see if we can't give some business right to the people into this area.
Another thing is jump on trends. Even if that is bakery right now, whatever that Wordle thing is that you guys keep posting.
Funny bakery stuff.
Bakery stuff is funny. Those puns are great memes. I hate to say it, low-hanging fruit. If
showcasing the baker behind the business.
Great. Okay. Give me a free recipe. Give me your grandma's drop cookie recipe that you don't care about.
Guess what I'm doing tomorrow?
Corey's giving, I know, she got smelled them upstairs. So it's just kind of keeping those content buckets. So if you said, hey, here's my biggest bucket, it's on sales. It's on the product I'm offering. But here's a bucket on local community events.
Reviews.
Featuring reviews, Let's say we're doing freebies. People love free stuff. And then we're just doing community involvement. Where are you guys from? On that one page that is more community based, we ask people like, hey, if I only could go to one steak restaurant for the rest of my life, which one do you recommend? People love to have an opinion.
And when they give your opinions, that's the time to acknowledge their opinion, to be like, oh, what's your favorite thing to order there?
Oh, is that an engaging question?
Oh, is it a conversation, girl?
If I could only, which is your favorite side? Because I'm thinking the grilled Brussels sprouts. If you're sleeping on grilled Brussels sprouts, this is an aside.
Yeah,
wake up because they're delicious.
Sauce that they're putting on there, like a vinaigrette almost.
I think balsamic, right?
So good. All right. Phone number, if you would like to call or text in, is 571-556-5644. If you're over the pond and want to send an email, it's hello@sugarcookiemarketing.com. Send us a text, 571-556-5644. If that number sounds familiar, it's because it's the same.
Also, because it's mostly 5s and 6s, but so forth. Okay, group stuff. We had 3 lives last week. Bake Along Italian Macarons with Catherine Gaines.
I saw some people making some macarons from Catherine's thing, and they said the tops were so sturdy. So if you have troublesome tops,
there's a lot of words there that not all of us know
to tune on it.
But yeah, she gives you everything you'll need, and then she does a Facebook Live that walks you through it. So that has been already done, but you can go rewatch it. Making cookie decorating videos with Leanne Bailey. I know a lot of you guys asked about that. She offered that up. And then Food Safety 101 with the North Carolina State University's Safe Plates program. That's Rose's daughter, which is ironic. The world is so small. Those are all already done. You can go and watch them. Upcoming events using Jotform for pricing and calculation with Nicole. That's tomorrow. She's a huge fan of Jotform, and she says it has changed her life, and she's here to help you change yours. Learning more about the Square family of apps with Liz. That's on Thursday. A lot of you guys have a ton of questions about Square, and Liz is here to answer them. Bless her soul. And then watercolor paintings with Erica. It's on Friday at 1. Okay, she posted this cookie.
I suck at watercolor.
Did you see what she posted?
I have not.
It would blow your mind. It looks like her face, but it's a cookie.
I suck.
It was really good. Yeah. Anyways, if you want to see what I'm talking about, go to the event.
Get better at decorating, and then I can dive into that.
Okay, we don't have any group challenges or upcoming events.
But for the cookie college, I'm just saying I'm doing a photography one, so.
Oh, you are? Mm-hmm. Oh, you have any Twinterest?
Yes.
Picking up your kid?
Okay. It's good to pick them up on that. Okay, my Twinterest, no one ever told me this, but if you go into Michael's, they have the baking section, and they had these cute, colorful chocolate chips. So I said, hey, I'm going to make these chocolate chips cookies that my grandmother has made literally for 75 plus years. Since she could walk, she has made this recipe. So I was like, I'll just sub out the normal chocolate chips for these colorful, cute chocolate chips that would be great for Valentine's Day. I made this recipe. It's not hard, guys. This recipe is pretty basic. But the cookies came out as flat as the earth.
Yeah. Are you flat earther?
It's flat earth. I know. What?
It's flat as the earth?
Flat as the earth. The ground is flat on the earth.
Before you guys get into any flat earth conspiracy theories, that is Corrie talking, not me.
Okay, so these cookies were so flat, and they were
like
all
the earth.
like the earth, and they were all in their own little bottle of oil. My husband's like, wow, maybe we should stick to sugar cookies.
I want to say that her husband, though, Corrie threw them away, and her husband went to the trash can and ate them
in the middle of the night because it was good, but they was flat. So what I learned is I brought all this stuff to my grandmother's house today, and I said, can you please help me to bake? Because apparently I have no idea what I'm doing in the kitchen, and I just ruined things. And she's like, okay. So she looked up what was made in each chocolate chips, and there's so much oil in the cute chocolate chips.
So what you did is made them without chocolate chips.
And then stuffed them in there.
Right, but you added like chocolate chunks, I saw.
Yeah, we have like the normal chocolate chips because she said if it doesn't work, at least we want something fun to eat.
Yeah, nobody wants a blanco cookie.
So I didn't know that those, and I think it was Fairy Tale chocolate chips or Fairy something from Michael's has a lot of oil. So when you baked them in there, plus I threw the whole bag because I was like, oh, who doesn't like a lot
I'm
of
sure ask Nate if he liked them.
In
the trash can.
Yeah, you ate them out of the trash can.
Okay, for my Twinterest, like I said, Kim Fink heard the podcast last week.
You can't do this twice.
Yeah, I can. I bought it. He bought it. It just came in. It's the Stratia Skin Liquid Gold. A lightweight
Take a picture of it on your face tonight.
Strengthening moisturizer. People are going to be like, why are you
It's
yellow?
just moisturizer? Or does it blend in?
They did say if you're extremely pale like myself, it might have a yellow cast to it.
Would it blend in, or you're going to have a yellow cast all day?
I had to edit out a part of the podcast. Corey said,
Yeah,
said
I
something
don't think Mom would be
inappropriate.
happy with
Mom
that.
doesn't listen to the podcast.
But I always like to run everything I say. Like, would my mom be happy?
No. Anyways, this liquid gold is a moisture barrier moisturizer. So I saw on TikTok, and I gotta say, it's really helped my skin, which I've always had a problem with. They said, this lady
Your
said,
skin is
because
so
of
annoying.
this.
It's because
of this glazed donut theory.
I
She
glaze
said,
my face every night, and I wake up with zits everywhere. I have a zit on the side of my nostril.
I have it right here, and I'm really sure why. I talked about it in the class yesterday. What is like spend too much money on your skin? Was it too moisturizing? You're too relaxed? Anyways, this lady on TikTok said if you go to bed and you look like a glazed donut, like your skin has got so like enough product on it that you can see like
when
shine.
the bed is sticking to my face,
I'm doing
when
great.
my pillowcase comes up with me when I wake up in the
Right.
morning, I think.
That's what she said. So anyways, I've been trying that for over a year now, and I gotta say, I wake up with fewer pimples, fewer new pimples
I
than old
don't like
pimples.
the word pimple.
I don't know. What do you want to say, man? It's a fight that we fight every day. Stratia Liquid Gold, though, I got it in the mail today. I will be using it
How
tonight.
much is it?
I subscribed.
How much?
46 for this huge bottle. So it is 4 ounces. 4 whopping ounces. Wait, look how big this bottle is.
Yeah, okay.
Kim Fink, go beat up Corey. She's making fun of our product.
All right, we're heading over to the sponsors. Say something about Eddie. Okay, Eddie, Eduardo.
You made a cute
I
Eddie
did.
set.
I actually had a corporate set that I honestly thought it was only 25 cookies. And I was like, no, girl, I think it was
Definitely
50.
double that.
So I had to go and last week bake all last Tuesday, but they actually turned out super cute. So that was fantastic because it didn't take me as much time, but the cookies look so cute. It looked like I took all the time in the world. So
What was your theme?
high five to Eddie. It was logos. Then this
sorry.
week, we made something super cute. So Jennifer from Eddie was like, hey, do you have something cute that I could use that's Eddie printed? So I said, Heather, let's do the notebook on a heart. So we did the notebook on a heart. And what did you have it? What was the graphic that it said on there?
Why write love notes when you can print them?
Yeah, love Eddie. So it was super cute. So Eddie is this edible printer. It is FDA food approved. And if I can figure out how to do it, you can figure out how to use it too. It is great for corporate orders. It is great to replace your airbrush because you don't have to buy a million stencils. You don't have to buy a million colors. You don't have to buy a million airbrushes. If you know me, I hate airbrushing because airbrushing hates me. So I can add those cute little details. I can really make a set pop for people who are like, but I think it takes away the custom piping of custom cookies. No, it can be in addition to it. So Christina, she's actually local to us. She actually borrowed the Eddie one day
Then
for an
turn around and
order.
buy one.
And then she went out and bought one, but she just did a set. It was so cute. So it was dinosaurs. So she had her dinos piped just like you would do royal icing piping. And then in her plaque cookie, she had these jungle leaves done by Eddie, but then she piped over it.
When you
with the-
combine piping and printing,
you wouldn't even, it
it's
looks like
game
airbrushing.
over.
You wouldn't even know. It looks like
But it
professional
takes 2
airbrushing.
seconds to do.
Okay.
I'm a little aside. I went through, so now there's 4 groups, right? So there's the Cookie College, Sugar Cookie Marketing, the Baking with Sugar Cookie Marketing, and the Sugar Cookie Bookies. Bless the admins that help moderate those. But I looked at the post made each week in the group. Oh, sorry. That's my Facebook on. Love my that is posting really well. Okay, so the activity in the Sugar Cookie Bookies gets 50 posts in a month. The Cookie College gets 1,000 posts in a month.
The Cookie College?
Yeah, I know.
Gosh darn.
The Sugar Cookie Marketing Group obviously has 30,000 members. It gets 2,700 posts in a month. And what's this one? The Baking with one gets 1,500 posts a month. That's so much content you guys are giving each other.
So join all the groups.
I'm deleting about half the posts.
The next is a Bakety Bake. I'm actually going to type that in just to make sure.
While she types, I talk. Bakety Bake has a meringue powder called Royal Batch. We finally figured it out.
Yeah.
Courtney Post sells it. Apparently people really like it. And if you love Jeannie's Dream, I think she stopped production maybe a little bit last month. So if you can't find it and you want to try something new,
They're in stock.
they're in stock for the
1 pound and the 5 pound.
Okay, cool. But the discount code is TWINS, all caps, at checkout. You save 10%. And I think if you do the 5 pound, it's free shipping.
Yeah, but it also said it for 1 pound. I don't know. It's free shipping to my house. I think she has my name in it. I'm just kidding. I have no idea. So if you want to try it out, I've honestly really, really, really loved it. It's, you know.
Do you have any Wiltons? Do you use Wiltons still?
No.
Do you use Jeannie's?
I still have Jeannie's.
Do you and use Bakety Bake? Is there any other ones? There's got to be more.
There's a million.
Oh.
Yeah, there's
I
so
never
many.
hear anybody talking about any but those 3.
those are just the most popular ones.
Yeah.
Wilton's is popular because you can get it at Walmart. You can get it on it. You can get it literally everywhere. It's a little harder to work with. Some people love Wilton's, but to me, it was just a tinge bit harder because it crusted over so fast.
Oh, okay.
Jeannie's Dream, probably the number one seller out there. She's been around for a while.
She was in the Vending Blending.
She was in the Vending Blending.
I felt like we had like fame there.
Yeah, but Bakety Bakes has.
She's kind of new to market.
She's new to market. She's actually a cookier, but her recipe has in it white already. So if you've ever mixed up a batch of meringue powder, you know that it is a little off-white. I could say like a cream color, and you have to add white to it. This already has white food coloring in it, so you do not have to add that part. It also has corn syrup in it. If you're new to baking, corn syrup actually gives your royal icing a soft bite. So if you're doing things like florals, which have a lot of icing and you don't want to break your customer's teeth, you add corn syrup and it softens the bite. So this saves you on those ingredients cost.
Very nice. That post about where you're from on the sugar cookie marketing page.
Take that.
How many comments do you think you
I
had?
don't know, 10.
88.
You were right in the page. We hadn't posted that for like a month. Ever since I got kicked off the
I'm going to
page.
say, do as I say, not as I do. Okay, cast iron is a website option for you guys. If your 2022 goals was to have a website where people can place a custom order, you can decide whether you want to offer delivery or not and charge appropriately, and have a place where people can peruse your menu. Cast iron is a great option for you. Castiron.me is the website. Emily Brungard, if you want to at her in the Eddie group, she can answer your questions.
Can I just say something the cool they did this past week?
Yeah. Tell them that.
Okay, this last week, the folks over at Cast Iron said, "Hey, Corrie, would you collab with us and create some
you an
DIY
influencer?
kit?" I'm an influencer, man. Create some DIY kit photos, staged how you like to stage, that we could give away to the people who have cast iron sites. Absolutely free. Honestly, if you don't even have a cast iron site, they were still giving it away for free. I even tested it yesterday. But they give you the copy. They give you where I sourced the cutters, where I got the sprinkles from, where I got the sprinkle packets from. You get the photos. You don't even have to turn on the oven. So you get the photos, you can use that for pre-sale. So if you want to, this is what we do in the college all the time, is I create this content for people, but she was genius, said, "Hey, can we give this to the people of Sugar Cookie Marketing and Cast Iron?" So you get everything you need to sell DIY kits for Valentine's
it's almost
Day.
like a pre-sale on DIY kits, but you don't have to do any work.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
And then you can say who wants to buy it, sell them, and then if you sell enough, get to biking.
Get to biking.
Okay, that's really cool. Okay, Corrie needs to go pick up a child.
Pick up my child. Okay.
Unlike the mailbag, which she doesn't seem to go pick up.
I did pick it up last
Corrie
week.
child and the mailbag are
We
both
got a lot of
stranded.
bills. We got some random man's bill, so I have to
Oh, did
take
you give
that
it back to him?
Not yet.
It's his taxes. He needs it.
Yeah, I know he does. He's very late on that.
He's very
Heather
very
accidentally opened it up.
Oh, it was
because she
like,
thought
do
it
not
was ours.
open under penalty of law, and I ripped right into that.
She thought it was our penalty of law. But the mailbag is 15,000 Potomac Town Place, Suite 245, Woodbridge, Virginia 22191. Wordle of the day is truncation.
Corrie, I'm so sorry. I should have that. I should have. I was done with this podcast. Me and Archer are done with you. You guys, bye.